Welcome to the AEW Dynamite post show for October 2nd, 2024, the 5-year anniversary of AEW Dynamite is in the books. What a 5 years it's been, and on this 5th year, they announced a major announcement that TNT, TBS will continue to be the home of all elite wrestling, and adding to the family will be none other than HBO Max. In 2025, it seems like they will have past pay-per-views and current ones and some other promotion going on the HBO Max app. Incredible news for AEW. For those who thought that AEW was just going to be here for a few years and gone tomorrow, they are here to stay, here, now, and forever. Please believe it. But without further ado, let's get into this 5th year anniversary Dynamite. It starts off with a dark promo from Moxley, Pac, Marina, and Claudio as they warn Wheeler Yuta. Time is running out. Make your decision. Either you're with us or against us. And they continue to let Bryan Danielson and everybody in AEW know that war is coming and choose your side now. I don't know what's going on, but I've been saying it for weeks. They trust Moxley here at AEW. You can say Kenny Omega, you can say Bryan Danielson, you can say whoever you want. It's all false. The heart and soul of this company, in Tony Khan's eyes, is Jon Moxley. So by him giving him this storyline, building up, it is something huge. You better believe it. Me personally, I believe it's Shane McMahon. I think it's going to be a war started. Shane's going to come in. There's going to be some type of angle, AEW versus whatever Shane's building. That's what I see coming. Could be right, could be wrong. I don't care whether I am or not. I am here for the ride. Storytelling, people, we are getting it now every single week from All Elite Wrestling. Now, you know we talking about storylines. Let's get into what they known for: professional wrestling. Will Ospreay and Ricochet are doing what they do best, putting on a 5-star classic. Then somehow they both get up, they end up pinning each other, getting a double count, and the ref announces that it's a draw. What the hell? Ricochet's pissed, Will's pissed, the ref's pissed, and guess what? So is Tony Khan. He announces that this match will continue. The fans go crazy. The match was incredible. They was going 100 miles an hour from beginning to end, so I'm glad that he kept it going. But as the match gets back started, none other than that bastard himself, Takeshita, comes down and attacking Will Ospreay, causing a DQ. Match over. I should have seen this coming from a mile away. There's no way they were about to give us Ricochet, Ospreay this early into Ricochet's AEW run. So this was the perfect way to end it. I'm not mad at it at all. DQ ending. Takeshita lays out Ricochet and Ospreay, stands over them both, holding up the International Championship, clearly making his stake at the contendership for that title. I was hoping Takeshita would have went after Okada for the Continental title, but I'm not mad at this either. Clearly, he has a backstory with Will Ospreay and him leaving the Don Callis family. He's salty for that and has reason too. So give me Takeshita in this whole mix-up, maybe even a triple threat. Takeshita, Ospreay, Ricochet. I say it every week, but take my money. I'm all for it, man. Shout out to Takeshita too, man. I just love his whole dark presence, what he's been doing lately. He is seriously elevating his game, but it's interesting. We're going to have to see what Will Ospreay's boy Kyle Fletcher is going to do, because you know him and Ospreay are super tight, and he's also in the Don Callis family. So we got to see where that story plays out as well. But did you hear me say that word again? Story. Yes, AEW, we are doing it here, telling good quality stories. And another story that is being told, let me get into this next segment. Mercedes comes out to celebrate AEW 5-year anniversary. She says, I want to play a montage packet of some of AEW's best moments over the years. I'm thinking she's about to run down all type of matches, but no. It's a full, complete package of just herself from her debut to the current time and everything she's done. It was a pretty good package, I will have to say. And someone else who was impressed was none other than MVP. After the package airs, he's backstage with Mercedes. He's telling her that was an incredible package. And if you're ever interested in doing business, give me a call. He hands her a business card. She doesn't throw it away. She actually looks like she's interested, and so am I. You give me Mercedes Moné in the Hurt Business with MVP, maybe even with Swerve. Who knows how that's going to turn out? Man, they are leading us into some great, incredible, magnificent, incredible storylines coming in the future. Cannot wait to see where that develops. Next up, though, Chris Jericho comes out to celebrate his wrestling anniversary and declares that the Ocho is dead and it's time for the Nueve, meaning his 8th to 9th championship reign. But anyway, he calls out Mark Briscoe for a ROH World title shot. Mark comes out and says it'll be an honor to beat the legendary Chris Jericho, but Chris stops him and says, "You can't beat me, but maybe your brother could have." Shots are fired. Those are fighting words. This man's brother is dead. Jesus Christ, you son of a bitch, Jericho. How dare you? But anyway, he goes on to say, everybody knows you were the weaker of the brother and you have no chance at beating me. Of course, this pisses off Mark Briscoe. He lays out Chris Jericho and lets him know at Wrestle Dream he will fight him for the ROH title and he will pay severe consequences for mentioning his brother's name. And I absolutely believe him, and I hope he gives it to him. Goddamn, Chris Jericho is a goddamn menace. Oh my God, man. This man just never ceases to amaze me with the depths he goes. But that's why he's on my Mount Rushmore. He continues to reinvent himself, continues to stay relevant, and continues to do what he does, being a professional wrestler. Next up, though, after a sneaky low blow from Hangman Page, he hits the buckshot lariat on Juice Robinson and gets the 1-2-3, continuing a feud they had from last week on Collision or Rampage, maybe it was. But it spilled over to Dynamite. Hangman gets the win. Afterwards, he ties the belt around Juice Robinson's neck, throws him over the rope. He's hanging him. The Hangman is hanging a man. What a coincidence. Juice Robinson is sitting there struggling for air, and here comes to his rescue, the leader of the Bang Bang Gang is back. Switchblade Jay Wright looking jacked and good as ever. Pause, no Diddy. But he was in great shape. Tosses Hangman out into the crowd. They're fighting. Then he throws the man right through a table, letting it be known. Payback is coming your way, Hangman, in the form of Switchblade Jay White. Guns up. Can't wait for that, man. Hell, I'm so glad that Jay White is back. I've just been looking at this whole montage package that they had with the HBO Max announcement, looking at the whole roster. Samoa Joe, Swerve. You still got Kenny Omega out there in the wing. You got Switchblade coming back. I'm not an AEW mark, but you have clearly got to agree with me when I say they have undoubtedly the best roster of professional wrestlers assembled today. The people who are active, along with the people who aren't active, I mean, it's like an endless amount of talent they could pick from. Let's just match this guy with this guy or that girl with this girl. Endless possibilities. So I can clearly see why TBS, Warner Brothers, HBO wanted to do this deal. They can see great things are coming from All Elite Wrestling. Next up, speaking of the women, Dr. Britt Baker defeats Serena Deebs, and afterwards, Deebs wasn't a fair loser. She continued to attack Britt Baker, but to the rescue comes Queen Aminata, who's been getting a hell of a push lately. Something big is in her future as well. Queen Aminata makes the save for Britt Baker, who was in her hometown. She had a hell of an entrance, came down with the terrible towel, down the little rampway with the yellow lights. It was beautiful, man. But shout out Britt Baker. A lot of people were saying that her and AEW had this rift. Clearly, they do not. That was all just hogwash, BS. Everything's good in the world of Britt Baker, DMD, and AEW. Now, I heard that her and Adam Cole are broken up. Now, that's cool. As long as she stays in AEW, can get along. Who cares? They break up, move on. Adam Cole, get your ankle right, come back, and put yourself back together. But shout out Britt Baker getting a win in her hometown. Next up, though, we got Private Party gets the win over Iron Savages. And afterwards, Private Party claim they will be the next tag team champs, which, of course, brings out the current tag team champs, Matthew and Nicholas. They're all geared up, coming to the ring saying, you know what? You guys do deserve it. And we're going to do it right here in Pittsburgh. If you thought that man was actually, those guys were going to give him a title shot, then goddamn it, my hair is going to grow back tomorrow and I'm going to have dreads by Saturday. It wasn't going to happen. And of course, they pulled the wool over our eyes and said, hell no, ain't no way. We only got limited dates on our contract and we're not about to waste it here in Pittsburgh. But behind the Private Party jumps out Jack Perry, laying him out. The Bucks get in the ring to help. And to the rescue of Private Party comes Shibata, who was jumped earlier in the night backstage by Jack Perry. They all get to fighting. It stops. Christopher Daniels comes out, makes it official on Rampage or Collision, one of the two. It will be a 6-man tag between Jack Perry, the Bucks, Shibata, and Private Party. This is all leading up until Shibata. He's going to clearly fight Jack Perry for the TNT title, and Private Party are going to fight sooner than later the Young Bucks, and I pray that they become the next AEW Tag Team Champion. Them boys deserve it. Shout out Private Party's new entrance music. That shit was fire too as well. But next up, MVP shows up once again, and he is about to make a major announcement, but Prince Nana interrupts him and lets him know, I don't appreciate what you said about me and Swerve last week trying to get in between us. And just know that I used to be a professional wrestler, and at any time he says to MVP he'll strap the boots on and go one-on-one with him. MVP then declares, that sounds like a complaint, and I don't handle that department, but this guy does. Nana turns around, and it's none other than the debut of Sheldon Benjamin in AEW. I said it last week. They're making it true this week. The Hurt Business is coming slowly but surely. And when Bobby arrives, the boss of bosses, all hell will break loose in AEW. But shout out Prince Nana. Those who don't know, this man used to be a hell of a wrestler, so I would love to see somehow, excuse me, MVP get in the ring with Nana. That would be absolutely amazing. Y'all hear the cough? I got a cold and everything, and I'm still here for y'all. This is how much I love this shit. Holy Shit Podcast. We do not stop. And anyway, to the main event. Though Pac and Claudio came to ringside to distract Danielson, he still gets the roll-up win over Okada. And this was a crazy match. The stipulations just kind of pissed me off. I don't know. Danielson had a promo earlier in the week or last week saying, let me get this straight. The first 20 minutes of the match would have been for the Continental Championship, but the whole match was for the World Championship. I don't get it. Neither did MJF. If you saw his post on X, it was absolutely hilarious. But anyway, like I said, though they distracted him, Danielson still gets the win. Afterwards, Okada is pissed. He gives him the Rainmaker, lays him out, and Pac and Claudio come in like vultures to pick the carcass. They're holding up Danielson. Once he comes to and realizes what's going on, Moxley is in the ring and once again telling Danielson, this is not him. There is somebody higher that he is doing this for. There is a greater purpose. If it was up to him, he would have ended Danielson years ago. I'm telling you, there is something bigger coming, someone bigger, something, I don't know whatever you want to call it. This is not just about Moxley. He is a pawn to this puzzle. I'm telling you, mark my words, believe me. But as they're about to lay out Danielson, out comes Yuta with a hammer coming to make the save. Moxley and everybody scatters out, but then Moxley thinks about it. He slides back in the ring, looks at Yuta, basically telling him to make a decision. Hit me or hit Danielson. It's time to choose right now. But Pac and Claudio didn't give him a chance to choose. They jump in the ring and all hell breaks loose, but they didn't jump Wheeler. Just pay attention to that. They didn't hit him. They were trying to just hold him back. So it's still leading me to believe that maybe Yuta is actually with Moxley and the crew. He's just trying to be lured in. Don't know, but what I do know is that it is official for next week. It will be Claudio and Pac versus Bryan Danielson and Wheeler Yuta. Then we will see truly whose side Yuta is on. I pray that he is with, I really can't say. There's a part of me that wants him to be with Moxley so he can be this devilish heel. But at the same time, if he joins with Danielson, this could shoot him on a big-time babyface run, and who knows where that could lead. But that was the show. 5 years is in the books. I'm telling you, I have loved AEW from the moment it started, and I will love it to the day it ends, which clearly after this contract will be no time soon. So shout out to the guys who put this together in the beginning. Let's not forget, it was the Young Bucks. It was Hangman Page. It was Kenny Omega. And it was my guy, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. They put this thing together. They gave people a second option. When all this Vince McMahon crap was going on in real life time, when we were getting sick of that man, we didn't want to watch the product, they gave us something to watch, and here we are 5 years later, still enjoying it, still having options. We don't have to just watch TNA. We don't just have to watch New Japan. We don't just have to watch WWE or NXT. There are options, people. Whatever you like in professional wrestling, it's there for you to enjoy. What a time to be a fan of this great sport, professional wrestling. But this show, on a scale of 1 to 10, it was an A. I'm going to give it a solid 9.2. I would have went a little higher, but NXT last night was a banger. Great show. Hell of an ending. I felt like there were a couple of matches that, the endings weren't great, but they were lead-ups to future stories, so I couldn't give it a higher grade, but A+ for me, 9.2. Hell of a show. Once again, we're telling stories and we're giving great professional wrestling matches. That's all you can ask for, people. That's all you can ask for. But next time you will see us all will be everybody together. Will be Thursday for a SmackDown post-show. This weekend, we are working on a Hell of a Bad Blood live streaming session, so stay tuned for that. We got Raw Motivation of the Week coming up from Coach DTM, ring rants coming from Minx, and all type of other things on a daily basis, nonstop. It's not even daily at this point. It is like hourly of every day we are dropping new content for you guys. But until then, y'all know who this is. It's your boy, ABE, and this has been the Holy Shhh Podcast. Media.